Do you read me?
Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is Pacho. Do you read me? Over.
Pacho, this is Com Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower. Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence the field op. Over.
Stand by. Pacho, permission granted. Say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field op with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah! Get some. Hurrah! What's going on, peeps? How are you? Another Friday, another baby Friday is upon us, or Friday Night's Eve, as I like to call it. Nonetheless, the weekend is almost here. Woohoo! Party on. I got a pretty good show today, just like every other show. But let's get all the courtesies and logistics out of the way and all the sponsors. This show is brought to you by Primerica. So with Primerica, you can accomplish, if you have any life goals that where you want to be as far as financially, whether you want to learn about money, making money, or getting out of debt, that company is all about educating the masses and sharing information so that way you're better informed while making a decision. One of the things that you can do is that, did you know that you could start a college plan for a kid that has not even been born at all? Yes, you can do that under the it's called a 529 plan. There's many different ways you can skin that cat, but nonetheless, you can start that for your grandkids that hasn't even been born, or you can start that for your kid who you haven't had yet, and you can put money on it. And by the way, you can draw money out of that account with during that kid, if that kid is in elementary or high school, and obviously in college, you can draw money from that account with no tax implications. So as long as it is for tax related, I'm sorry, for school related stuff. Anything outside of that, obviously, it'll have tax implications. So please give the folks at Primerica. It's all right there on the show bio. You can schedule a 30-minute phone call with one of the experts, and they'll take care of you. So check them out. This show is also brought to you by Castle Global Services. At Castle Global Services, they have an array of many different things, both for your residents and your commercial business. Excuse me. As this world is pretty much, now that we're forgetting that there was ever a pandemic. See what I did there? Because maybe didn't exist. Anyways, who cares? Hey, they have this product called Truby. Basically, it's like a concierge. It's you can do everything. You need visas to get in and out of a country. They'll take care of that, and it comes with some pretty cool perks like access to some airport lounges, so on and so forth, at a very very minimal cost price. They have different price bases on depending on how much you travel. I think it's a great product. So yours truly has it. So I would say take advantage of it and get back to traveling and knowing people and experiencing other cultures and getting to know your fellow human being out there. All right. So it's on the show description. It's castleglobalservices.acnipo.com. Check them out and see what tickles your fancy on their webpage. All right. And the show it's also sponsored by the VA. So here's a message from them.
This is a message from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. If you were exposed to toxic substances while serving in the military, a new law called the PACT Act may make you eligible for additional benefits and care. The PACT Act benefits veterans of the Vietnam era, Gulf War era, and post 9/11 era who were exposed to toxic fumes, burn pits, Agent Orange, radiation, and other environmental hazards. Survivors of toxic exposed veterans and veterans who served in specific countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Southwest Asia are also potentially eligible. Learn more about the PACT Act by going to va.gov/PACT or by calling 1-800-MY-VA-411. We at VA are here for you, and we're ready to get you the care and benefits you've earned and deserve. I'm Mike Richmond.
Thanks, Mike Richmond. Yeah, I just posted something the other day on on the podcast. Facebook page. Man, what the hell is wrong with me? Anyways, I posted something the other day that now under the pack and stuff. So if you glasses, you can get. You don't have to just go with the stuff that the VA gives you. You can actually give you. You can actually get what is it? What is this called? Transgender? What the fuck are these glasses called? Transitioning. Sorry, glasses. Trans whatever pronouns. You can get these glasses now over there, and they'll pay for it because before, it was at your own expense, or you had to get whatever shit they had, the VA has. So it's all right there on the show on one of the posts for earlier for this week. A buddy from when I worked in Qatar shared that information. So go on the web page, sorry, on the Facebook page and check it out. And excuse me, if you're not making an effort to right now get everything done under the PAC Act through the VA, you're doing yourself a huge injustice. So if you have any questions, make sure you hit you hit us up, and we'll get you taken care of and point you in the right direction. Is what I mean. I'm not a VA personnel or anything, but I can definitely get you connected with the right people to get you going. So it's never too late. All right, it's never too late. Anyways, and last but not least, the show is brought to you by the Great American Constitution. Uh, this show wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for things such as like freedom of speech. Those of us who held a weapon during a time or two during our service. So the right to bear arms, we support all that. So if you like the show, like, subscribe, and follow. If you don't, then swipe left. Check something out from one of from citradio.com, and or just support your local podcaster out there. All right. So with that being said, let's get this party started. Anyways, so it's funny that this last weekend I had my first high school reunion. It was pretty cool stuff. So shout out to all my friends from South Miami Senior High School. Go Cobras! Yeah, you see what I did there? That was kind of cheesy, but that was the thing to do back in the day. Anyways, yeah, I've never been able to attend a high school reunion because of the simple fact that yours truly was in the Marine Corps, and my first reunion happened in 2003, actually in the middle of my deployment in Iraq. So I was pretty much, dodging bullets, driving around Iraq in a Humvee. Shout out to Beans and Crackers. That was the name of my Humvee. I was doing the thing. So everybody got, while I was, I guess you could say, supporting the Constitution and doing great things in the name of God, country, and Corps, I missed out on my high school reunion. So from what I hear, is I think it was a good time. I did get to see some photos of it. Oh man, on MySpace. I don't know what the fuck was going on back then. I think MySpace or some shit like that. But anyways, nonetheless, it was some cool stuff. I wish I could have gone because I think to me, again, being an immigrant, it's just stuff that you see on TV. So obviously, when I was about 12 years old, coming to America, I was, you watch TV shows over there, and obviously you see the schools having the big ass lockers, which I thought was pretty cool. Which, by the way, I just want to go on record right now to Dr. Wiener. Yes, Dr. Wiener. She was our principal back in high school. Wiener, Wiener. We used to chant that shit. Like, I mean, pretty much the walls will shake. But she was really cool. One of the best principals, I think. Very involved with our school. Very cool lady. But anyways, I just want to go on the record that I do kind of feel left out, not left out, but like I missed out on that opportunity because when I got to high school, the lockers were like this fucking big. I mean, you had to be a pretty good Rubik's Cube player in order to fit your books in that bitch. Because sometimes it wouldn't even. I'm exaggerating, but it wasn't what I thought, what I saw on TV. Because again, back then, none of us had the shocking. What I'm about to say, the internet did not exist back then. Ah, no Yep, the internet was not even a thought, or maybe no, the internet started coming out like in '93, but we didn't know shit about it. Anyways, you know, so when I got to high school, it was these little ass lockers because what I saw on TV, because the TV never lies to you, was these bigger lockers that you felt so cool. People getting out you know, their jackets and shit, you know. So anyway, so I do kind of feel left out. So I guess 30 years later, I'm fighting a grievance with South Miami Senior High School, home of the Cobras. But anyways, so yeah, those are things that you see on TV, obviously, and uh, again, we'd have the internet, so you have those that romantic idea. Hey, high school's gonna be like this. You're gonna get to see all kinds of cool shit, but it wasn't like that. So maybe it was for the best, so that way I would have gotten stuffed in one of those lockers like you see on the movies and stuff. But anyways, yeah. So obviously, I missed those, you could say, milestone events. You could, I guess we could say that. So I wasn't able to go there. So because I was in Iraq, and it happened in September. I think it was August, and we were still out there because we came back around September, October timeframe, and we were still doing some serious shit out there. Dealing with in the name of freedom and stuff. So I kind of felt left out. And then as time goes on, I think the other one happened in 2013, and by that time I was at 11th Marines. So I think was I already a warrant officer? Yes, I was already a warrant officer, and obviously, again, I was talking about this earlier today with somebody that we tend to put a lot of times. Those of us, you can say we're brainwashed, programmed, whatever. But I think any good leader or anybody who's you got good work ethics, maybe sometimes to the extreme, we tend to put everybody ahead of us, including our job, our work. That's what I was talking with my coworkers today, and obviously I was 11th Marines at that time. I was the regimental transportation officer. Basically, I worked right there, right next to the full bird colonel. So, and I think we were doing a huge transportation movement exercise. It's like the first time in like 10 years, um, and, so obviously I couldn't come for whatever reason, so I missed out again. It seemed like it was a good time. I've seen some old photos and stuff, so what are you gonna do, right? So it is what it is, and it's what we do, right? So obviously, maybe this is one of the reasons why I came back here to Florida, took on this job. So nonetheless, I was not gonna miss this one. So it was pretty cool. I reconnected with a lot of cool friends, and even moving back here to my home state of Florida. I started reconnecting with some folks from high school. I wasn't part of the band, but hey, shout out to the high school alumni band of South Miami Senior. They do a lot of great things out there, and in the chat groups that I'm part of now, from South Miami Senior, a lot of good people out there are coming up with great ideas. Something about an alumni and some of the groups, and basically doing great things for the community and for our old high school. So shout out to Lisa Arias, Javier Noriega, Linda Rosso, and Judy Pino, all those people who put that stuff together. Because even though I stayed in touch with them, and some of the and Ralph Urbino from the high school alumni band, and Alex, all them people. I mean, God bless them for the hard work that they've done, and basically for keeping everybody together and bringing it as a community, as one to do great things. For your alumni, alma mater, I guess is the word that, yeah, for your old alma mater. I think as we get, when we're younger, in our 20s and 30s, this is the case for me, but I think that we come back full circle. It's funny how life works out. And I was mentioning this to, 'cause for whatever I work with. By the way, I work with one of my old, uh, it was somebody from high school, Omar Noriega. So this is how small the world is. But we were talking about things, a couple of things. Anyways, but it's just funny that in those years you kind of like separate. Everybody goes, form their families at somewhere, whatever. Then you go to events like this, and then you reconnect with some of these people, and it's like time never passed. Basically, you're like talking about the same stuff, and it's just fun. Life is funny like that, where you're like, oh my god, yeah, you remember, and you start remember, you're reliving all those cool memories. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself under the bus here. Let me show you some photos of yours truly back in the day. Here, see that right there. So I'm right as you're looking at the screen. I'm the second, holding the girl, the second one from the left. So I don't know if they can zoom in on that photo, but that's yours truly right there. Some of these people became, have done great on their own separate lives. For example, the guy basically to my right behind me, that's Victor Rosario. He's they own Top Gun Cheer and Dance. Fantastic. I mean, if you're into cheerleading and all that stuff, I mean, that dude right there is basically the Michael Jordan on that stuff. Him and his wife, Kristen Rosario, they form a pretty well-known worldwide organization, and actually, they still advocate because me being in the cheer world, yes, and Spirit Fingers, it's a huge part of me. I was a gymnast. I was in choir, Cobra Singers. Shout out to my fellow Cobra Singers out there too. Tony James, the guy all the way on the other side to, if you're looking at it, to your right, second one from the last person. I mean, that guy was fantastic. The guy used to be on the Lion King. He was a dancer, phenomenal dancer. Had a huge dance company in Spain, out of all places. My dude never spoke Spanish, but I guess when he lived out there, he was well known. He did. So unfortunately he's no longer with us. Great dude, great friend. You got guys like Ron Porras right here at the front, Sheila Camiles. We have Orima Fisher, Latasha. Man, some of the names escape me in here. I think that's Lisette in this picture right there at the front. Anyways, but it's funny. And we laugh at all things and like, oh shit, he was a cheerleader, whatever. But you know what? Let me tell you something. I am so glad that I did things like that because we had to stay in shape. I mean, we went to gymnastics. Is that Judy? Is that Judy Pino in that photo? Okay, that might be Judy. Thank you for correcting me. But you know, things like this, I think, molded me and shaped me because we had to be in shape. I mean, I used to go. We used to do cheer practice every day after school for a couple of hours. You had to stretch out, stay in shape. Then we used to do myself, Victor, and Tony. We used to go to the gym pretty much religiously to do gymnastics and such, and all those things. Basically kind of helped me when I went to boot camp. When I went to boot camp, I was like one of a hand, like 3 or 4 guys. I mean, I could do pull-ups, more than 20 because 20 is a max point. Um, and I used to be able, 40 pull-ups, boom. As a matter of fact, thank God for me being able to do pull-ups because I was able to get a 5-minute phone call uh, on a payphone because back then we didn't have cell phones. On a payphone, used to put money in this thing and call home. And I got to call. I think I called my mom. I think I called Victor and Kristen. I think I called them too from Buga. Hey, I'm okay. I'm alive. Blah blah. I love you. Click. Anyway, so, but things like that have shaped me, and just to build a good foundation. Again, that was just for me. But pretty neat. So let's go ahead and go to the other picture, right there. So you see, this is some of the people. You see some of the folks in that photo. You see Orima Fisher, Judy Pino, Ron Porras, Monica Duran, Sheila Camiles, Lisette Pena. We got Gus Marshall and Kelly. Gus and Kelly, they were from the year previous, but nonetheless, I mean, look at this. I mean, we still got it. It's like in the movie. Remember the movie Old School when what's his name? Vince Vince Vaughn is on the rings and he's with a cigarette. He's like, still holding, still holding. I mean, we're still there were some good looking motherfuckers in this picture. I mean, let's not kid ourselves, right? Uh, but in all good and fun, I mean, it's like time never passed by. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of these folks in a long time. I recently reconnected with Judy, Monica, Shayla, and then in some chat groups, I've talked with some of the other folks. But it's just funny how life takes you in different places, and then you reconnect, and it's like nothing. Let's go and let me show you the last picture. Uh, and then you see that good looking guy right there, that with the little arrow, ping. That's yours truly. I was in the choir too, so yeah, it's just funny. Again, where are some of these guys? I'm trying to figure out who's the dude. Maybe if whoever's listening to the show, if you know who the dude doing the cool, good, proper salute, that's how I'm fucking standing right there. That's pretty motivating. I hope that guy who's doing that awesome salute joined the Marine Corps, because I mean, you're well on your way, good sir. So hoorah, get some from me. But the guy right to my left, his name is Alex. That dude, I will say, and unfortunately Alex is no longer with us, but goddamn, that dude could freaking sing. I mean, that dude had a voice. He was one of those guys that, back then, yes, you see your boyfriend right there? That's Eli. uh, Alex, this dude, I'm just, I guess, would it be wrong to say that Alex had an angelic voice? I'm kind of quoting the movie Step Brothers with Will Ferrell, but that this dude was that guy that he was good, really good looking, not, man crush, bro crush, whatever, but the dude could fucking sing. I mean, he had some serious chops. That guy, he could have been on, like, had a career, American Idol, whatever it is that, you know, that that you can say. I'm just reading the comments that some of the people have put it on here. uh but yeah, that dude could fucking sing. Man, I mean, he did this one his own rendition of the song, be with you. And I mean, that dude could do that song, if not just as good as the singer, maybe even better. I mean, the guy could sing. It's the bottom line. And he would, despite of me kind of having like, ah, man, he's good looking and he does this. That he was a good guy, very nice, down to earth individual. Uh, I mean, we used to be good friends, good buddies back then. So, you know, too bad he's not here. Anyways, I just want to share that part with you. But it's, again, getting back to the whole thing, is that you never, especially with today's day and age, where we have a lot of these things, on our these mobile computers. Basically nowadays, it's really is not that difficult to basically not stay in touch, or maybe it's just the same. I don't know. Life takes in different ways, and I think I have like 600-700 phone numbers in here with people. And the reality of things is that sometimes we don't even we call them friends and everything. But, and again, I'm throwing myself under the bus. Sometimes we don't even reach out to somebody and say, hey, how do hey, I was just thinking about you the other day, you know so it's just funny like that, because kind of bringing this all together and tying it to the, again, to the field up in the military, is that, if you're gonna get out, one thing that and it resonated with me as I was getting ready to get out, even the first time, because after my first enlistment back in 96, 97, uh they tell you, hey, don't disconnect, don't just drop off the face of the earth, and like, hey, you're done with this career and whatever, because 7 degrees of separation, right? You never know how your network or your friends can help you out. So when I was getting ready to retire, from the service and basically get out my second time, I made it a point to one, build my network on LinkedIn, stay connected with friends and stuff. And you've already heard me kind of talk about, my the LinkedIn work network. Hey, look, hey, to my fellow veterans or people who are still in, if you look, if your LinkedIn photo looks like you're like Napoleon with your hat sideways and shit, all serious, please change it. Do yourself the justice, all right, and smile, please. But anyways. Anyways, I built up my network because you never know. Hey, somebody may be hiring. Maybe somebody's if you need help or whatever, professionally or personal. This is we're human beings. We are. I mean, after all, yes, we're the only animal. We can reason, we can talk, communicate, and all these things. We're still pack animals. And I'll argue the case with anybody all day. Oh man, I'd rather be alone, this and that. Well, statistically, if we want to throw scientific numbers, I mean, we thrive better in a community when we're around people and such. Yes, sometimes people can suck, but nonetheless, so but a lot of the times, human beings can be beautiful, and we can be really good with to one another and with one another. So, bottom line is, it's all about connecting and staying and building and keeping kind of somewhat in tune with your networks, because you never know, that one buddy that you didn't know back in the day could be the one that actually helps you out and bails you out down the road. Or sometimes back then, we bullying. How can I put it? I To those of you who are very young, those of you who listen to this awesome dude with this awesome accent, Colombian accent at that. Anyways, um, back then, look, let me tell you, bullying was more of what can I call bullying back then? It was more of a rite of passage, so to speak. Not that it was correct, because there was this one guy this motherfucker had it out for me in middle school. But the point is that things like that made shaped me and made me a better individual. Um, I don't know. We can go back on that, but anyways, that bully that was used to be your enemy back then could be your. Yeah, people grow up. People feel bad about some of the shit that they did, and hey, man, I know I used to give you a hard time back then. I'm so sorry. And they could be your best ally or your best friend moving years later. I mean, people grow up. Life, people change. Life can happen. So you know, stay connected. Stay connected with your network. Stay connected with your friends. I think nowadays, with so much information, so much technology, we still, again, some things never change, but we still kind of feel that, keeping up with people. Because back then, I mean, you can mail a letter, you can do many fucking things to stay in touch. But no, but it all in all, it was a great time. We got to, reconnect with some people, and then you realize too that, hey, man, some of the the people that you're like, man, you're fucking annoying when in high school, they're still annoying, and that's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Just because like, you guys didn't see each other, I didn't see eye to eye with some of the people, and somebody may think the same thing. Man, this dude is still the same. This motherfucker's still annoying, right? Uh, and again, that's okay too. So, but I just want to basically a shout out to the class of 1993. Actually, in there we had a pretty good mix: 91, 92, 93, 94. Uh, it was really cool seeing some of you all over again. Actually, it was really cool seeing everybody. It was really neat. I got to take the trophy with me and show her, show her my friends, and look through some of the yearbooks. It's amazing how time flies. And by the way, I just want to say that for so I know I got some of my classmates here on my class. I mean, on listening to the show, but could we not agree that we looked older back then? Because I mean, I look at some of these kids going to high school now. It's like, man, you're a fucking baby. I mean, I don't know. It looks like I was already, in my high school photo, like I was 40, driving a piece of shit Ford, going to work at a car dealer or something like that. But some of us looked really, really aged back then. What is up with that? Is it the food, or maybe because we played outside all day and kids nowadays are so indoors? I don't know, but it was really cool. So I just want to, yes, we were. I do agree with you that we were much hotter back then. Yes, I do, especially here in Miami. So, but shout out to the class of '93, Lisa. You friggin' rocked it, and everybody else that put the hard works and effort getting everybody together. Thanks so much for doing that. I know from my sense, I feel, I guess I've come full circle. I got to put a check in the box on one of those quote unquote American events that, again, eh, I'm an immigrant, and everything that I see, and I come a lot as a kid is like, so this is one of those cool things in my life that, hey, as an American, I guess you could say that I got to do. I got to go to, my high school reunion, and and reconnect with some old buddies, and basically people that I hadn't talked to in a while. So with that being said, everybody, look, if you've been ruminating, uh, and getting to a dark hole, just having, life is kind of kicking you in the teeth right now, I'm here to tell you that it's temporary. As cliche as it may sound, it's just a small period that it sucks, and getting through it is a pain in the ass, but you will get through it. And if you don't feel like you're going to get through it, reach out to me, reach out to a friend. There's TRICARE, VA, Military One Source, the VA, the suicide hotline. Because the bottom line is, as commendable and as cool as doing some of these push-up challenges and all these other horse shit, it's not going to bring your life back. So please don't do that. Don't take your life. Don't leave us with the question. Leave us hanging, like, as in, like, hey, what else could I have done to help this individual? At least give me the opportunity to talk you off that ledge, and then we'll go from there. All right. So with that being said, let's go. We're gonna go ahead and end Dex right here. I'll talk to you later. Hoorah, get some ice Tomas, Daisuke, and I'll see you next week. Yat!